Welcome back to the channel, everyone. With the release of Mortal Kombat, it's time to rank all 15 Mortal Kombat characters, from the worst to the best. Let's get right into it. Coming at number 15, we have Natira. Now, Natira is just a very, very bland character to me. There was nothing much interesting about her. We didn't get to know her at all. She was just kind of a character thrown in there so Kung Lao could do a fatality to her. That's the only thing that she was used for. And I gotta say, she was used as the fatality really well, but other than that, she's just a bland character. Nothing good about her. There's not much to say because it's not like the acting was bad or anything. It's just that she wasn't in it. Coming on at number 14, we have Goro. I hope I pronounced that right. I'm sorry if I didn't. Goro is just a big bad villain they wanted to throw in there so they could have a fight scene. Now this fight scene with him is definitely the worst in the movie just because it's so CGI to me. And the music isn't very good in it. It's just not a fun fight scene to me. It's kind of bland. And the punches with him they don't feel like a real punch. They just feel kind of CG'd, and if he gets punched once, he'll get thrown across the road or wherever it was. Cole Young will get thrown across. That's mostly what this character feels like to me, and he's not really a good character. He's just a big bad guy, CGI, nothing good about him, nothing really too interesting about him too, so Goro. Anyways, moving on to number 13, we have Shao Kahn. Now, Shao Kahn is the guy with the hammer, if you didn't know. He is another character to me that just did not have anything interesting about him. He just had a big hammer and he would hit jacks around with it. That's about it. He's just not a good character to me. They added him in just so they could have everyone fight their own person. Liu Kang could fight Cabal, and Jax could fight this guy. That's all that they did with this guy, and he's just another big, he's not even the big bad guy. He's just this guy with a hammer that can swing really fast and hits people across. It's just another blind character. I don't like him. They're boring to me. There's no he doesn't even talk, I don't think. He just kind of grunts. Anyways, moving on to number 13, we have Cole Young. Now, it's sad for me to be saying this because this is what Mortal Kombat is based around, this movie. Cole Young is just a bland, average character, you know? His acting isn't very good. He feels like the newbie, doesn't know what's going on, Mortal Kombat, well, they spelled that wrong, it's spelled with a C, yeah. And then even his power and his suit are bland somehow. He's just not interesting at all, and I don't like saying this, but if they kind of took him out and added a different main character, or at least made him interesting, the movie probably would have been better. Sadly, yeah. Moving on to number 11, we have Shang Tsung. Now this guy is the evil version of Raiden, I believe, and he's an alright villain. He's not very good though. He's kind of bland. He just wants to take over Earthrealm. There's no really that's his motive. There's nothing behind his motive. He just wants to take over all the realms. He kind of feels like Steppenwolf, but looks 100 times better. Yeah, it's just if you're gonna make a villain, make him have a motive that makes sense. This guy just wants to take over all the rounds. Well, it makes sense because it's Mortal Kombat and all, but if they just had a reason, I think that would make him a whole lot better. Moving on to number 10, we have Melina. Melina is pretty badass overall. That's why she's at number 10 and not too low down. But yeah, she's a pretty cool character overall. Her costume's really sick. The costume design, the destroyed mouth, is really fucking cool. I think, yeah, she's kind of a cool character. The only problem I have with her is that her death felt really simple. Cole Young was fighting her, had a rough time fighting, and then you got Syria comes in and just laser blasts her and shoots it right through her, dead. Kind of disappointing because I feel like Melina could have been and could have had a bigger role in the next Mortal Kombat movie, but she did a really good job in this one, so there's not much I can say. Coming at number 9, we have Jax. Now Jax is pretty good. Like, he's not in the movie as much as some of the other characters, but for the time that he is, he's a good Jax. The actor is pretty good at playing him. There's not much I can say. It's not like he did a bad job or anything. Jax is just like an average war sergeant that like wants to help Cole Young, you know? There's nothing much too interesting about him either. Like, the reason that he's kind of low back, yeah, he's just not the most interesting. Good character though. And same with this next one. At number 8, we have Sonya. Now, Sonya is, yes, another character that's good, but kind of bland. The only motive they have is to like find out what Mortal Kombat means. And same with Jax, I forgot to say that. But yeah, they just want to find what Mortal Kombat is, and they don't like have the power. I mean, Jax does, but she doesn't, and once she gets it, she just kind of becomes overpowered. Like, she can just shoot a laser and go right through it, while Kung Lao, like, could be taken down with his fireballs. But yeah, Sonya is a decently good character too. Some of the scenes with her are pretty good, some other ones, not so much. Anyways, moving on to number 7, we have Raiden. Man, Raiden, like, the reason he's kind of higher up is because he's badass. I don't know, like, he is really sick in this movie with like the glowing eyes and the lightning effects. To me, I really like Raiden in this movie, and I feel like he serves, like, the actor is really good at playing him. Like, he's really good, like, he feels like the Mortal Kombat character in the game. That's why I feel like this guy's really good at playing him, and I'm so happy like he survived and we'll see him in the next movie. So this guy's really cool to me. Not much I can say bad about him, like, except that he's not in the movie as much as other characters. Moving on to number 6, we have Kabal, probably the best villain inside of this movie. Kabal is just another badass character. Like, as much as some of the visual effects shots with him look mildly bad, he's just really cool, and he actually has a backstory too, like that Kano like destroyed him, and that he's now this robotic type character. I think that's really cool. They actually gave this guy a backstory when the others, they didn't really give a backstory, but Kabal was the only one, and he has some pretty damn cool moments inside this movie. Anyways, moving on to number 5, we have Kung Lao. Kung Lao would have been above Liu Kang, but because Kung Lao would have been above the next guy, but because Kung Lao, spoiler, died in this movie, I don't want to put him higher because we won't get to see him again. We might, like, as an evil form in the next movie, but he's a really good character. I just wish he didn't have died though, because he kind of just got taken out of the 3rd act of the movie, and they kind of made me sad. But other than that, he is a really good character. The actor who plays him did a really good job at playing Kung Lao. Moving on to number 4, we have Liu Kang. Now this guy is another really good, like, the actor is really good at playing Liu Kang, because this guy is actually like, he looks like him, like he's jacked and everything, but Liu Kang is, he's a really good character to me because, like, there's a lot of great moments, and he feels really true to the video game. Like, there are a lot of moves inside of the movie that they put in from the video game, which I thought was so good. And this is like the character that they did it the most with, so I love that about him. Coming at number 3 though is Kano. Kano is just such a good character to me, you know, like, the actor went full out playing Kano. Like, he swears every second. He is disrespectful to, like, all the characters, but he's so funny too. And I think that's why Kano is just at number 3. Like, actor Kano, probably, like, everyone's gonna love now, because the other actors are kind of generic. Well, this guy is just such a good actor as Kano, and I really do love Kano in this. I didn't even know, like, Kano was in the video games until I saw, like, what he looks like, and they switched him up a lot, but in the movie, he's really good. Our runner-up is Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero is just, like, a badass character. Again, like, most of these characters are really badass to me, and Sub-Zero is probably the most badass up next with our next guy. But Sub-Zero is just so cool to me. Like, he's my main, him and Joker. But Sub-Zero does, like, he does a lot of his moves from the game, like using the ice, and his visual effects are really good, his costume's good, the actor of him is great at playing him. Everything about Sub-Zero is awesome, and he's kind of like silent most of the time, which makes him really cool. I think they did a really good job with Sub-Zero. There's nothing much I can say that's bad about him. He's definitely the best villain inside of this movie, and I hope that he comes back in the next one. But coming in at number 1, we have Scorpion. Scorpion, I didn't expect to love him as much as I did in this movie, but the action shots with him really brought him up. The first 7 minutes of the movie with him are probably the best 7 minutes, the best moments inside of this movie. And then the ending is the next other best moments. Him and Sub-Zero make this film as good as it was, but he is just such a good character. I really wish we got 20 more minutes just with Scorpion going through the Hell Realm. That would have been so sick. This character is just such a sick character. And the way that he comes back inside the movie is excellent. They're playing the classic music, bum, 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 whatever it goes but it was just so cool to see him come back, and I love this character so much, so badass. Anyways, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and tell me your favorite characters down in the comment section.